Hey, souls and spirits out there, and welcome back to this sacred interweb space we have created together. Today, we'll be talking about something that I think is absolutely essential if you are on any kind of spiritual path, and that is energetic protection. If you're intuitive, a psychic, you do healing work, you have any kind of spiritual work that you do, or you're someone who just feels energy or emotions strongly, then learning how to protect your energy shouldn't be a maybe thing. It should be something that you do consistently. Because the truth is, the more you open up to kind of what's out there in the universe spiritually, the more sensitive you become energetically. And that means you have to learn how to stay grounded, how to stay balanced and protected while still being open to the growth and the intuition and the connection that we're all trying to achieve. So today, we're going to talk about what energetic protection is, why it matters, and how energy can affect you, and some simple ways that you can protect yourself and kind of do every single day. So let's begin. Energetic protection is the practice of keeping your energy field clear and balanced and safe from unwanted energy. Every living thing has an energetic field. If you listen to my spiritual energy episode, I talked about how everything in the universe has a vibration. Some people call this, the aura. Some talk about the electromagnetic field things have. Some call it, the subtle body or one of just the spiritual bodies. And in metaphysical traditions, the human being isn't just physical. No, we have emotional bodies, mental bodies, spiritual layers of energy surrounding us at all times. And these layers of ourselves interact with the world around us consistently, even if we can't see them. Even if we just see, our flesh bodies, we still have all kinds of other things going on. Every conversation we have, every environment we put ourselves in, every emotion that we have, every thought that we have, all of these things carry energy. It carries a vibration. And most of the time, all of these things happen quite naturally without us really diving into the intention of it. But when you are an energetic, sensitive person, you may start to notice that other people's energy affects you more strongly. You might feel drained after being around certain people or places or just big groups. You might feel anxious for no apparent reason. You might walk into somewhere and instantly just kind of feel uncomfortable. You might suddenly start to feel emotions that you don't think are your own. Even those people who don't really believe in all of this stuff have conversations with me about people draining their energy when they have to be around them for too long. This is where energetic protection can become really important. Not because the world is dangerous, even though it is. Definitely don't want to get into that. But because your energy needs boundaries. The more aware you become, and the more open your energy becomes. And this is a good thing. It means that your intuition is growing and your perception of the spiritual world around you is expanding. It means you are becoming more connected with everything. But being open without being grounded can lead to becoming kind of overwhelmed with everything. Sometimes the energy can be gradual. And then sometimes spirit likes to rip that veil open and just kind of blast us with it like, hey, we've been here all along, now you can finally feel it. So, think of it like having, your front door open all of the time. Fresh air can come in and that's nice, but so can the noise and the rain, the snow, potential critters that you don't want inside. Energetic protection is simply learning how to choose what you allow into your space. It's about staying kind of in balance. People sometimes think that protection means something is negative that, might be happening, like you're afraid of something. But that's not what true protection is. True protection is about being centered in your own power. When your energy is strong and grounded and clear, then very little can affect you unless you let it. If you notice things, kind of like feeling exhausted after being around people, or feeling emotions that don't quite seem to belong to you, or feeling a heaviness in crowded places, or feeling overwhelmed in public, trouble sleeping, especially after you've done any kind of spiritual work, or, something just feels off. Empaths especially can experience this. When you naturally feel kind of what everyone else is feeling, you can accidentally absorb energy without realizing it. And over time, like dirt on a car, that kind of energy, that energetic gunk can build up. And people hear the words, negative energy, and they immediately think of something evil or scary. But sometimes it just means, heaviness or heavy emotions, stress, anger, fear, jealousy, grief, anxiety. These are all emotions, but they're still energies. And when people carry them, you can feel it. Crowded places can feel overwhelming because you're feeling lots of emotional fields at once. Hospitals or funeral homes often feel heavy. Like you walk in and you just, feel heavier because there's pain there. Arguments feel intense because very strong emotions are present. Protection isn't just, judging these emotions or energies. It's about not picking up what isn't yours. So one of the most important protection practices out there is grounding. Grounding means connecting your energy to the earth and the element of earth. When you are grounded, your energy becomes stable. You feel calmer, you feel more present in this moment in space and time. You'll feel less affected by others. An easy grounding exercise you can do anywhere. I want you to either sit or stand comfortably. Take a slow, deep breath and imagine roots grounding from your feet into the earth underneath you. Feel energy moving downward. Feel your energy moving downward deep into the earth. Let the earth take and release anything that doesn't belong to you. Just allow it to happen. Don't try to force it or think about it too hard. Then I want you to imagine the earth sending stability and strength and love and energy back through those roots up into your body. So you're releasing it into the earth to hold and take away anything that no longer serves you, anything that is not yours. And then the earth is sending back stability, strength. I want you to try to do this every day if you can. I like to do this in the evenings. I walk outside if I can because having my feet in the grass kind of helps me, but I can just as easily do it in the comfort of my own home. I just imagine my feet, on the ground and the roots expanding through whatever it is I'm standing on. So if I'm in my house at home here, I imagine it seeping through the floor, seeping through the crawl space, down into the earth and deep, deep, deep. So just wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Another way to practice protection is shielding. This means creating an energetic boundary around yourself. You can imagine this however you want. Some might imagine, a bubble of light. Some imagine a mirror shield or even a metal shield. Some imagine a sphere of fire or golden light. The attention is what matters the most here, but whatever helps you visualize this, you should go with that. So to do this, again, I'd like you to close your eyes if you're able. Take a deep breath and imagine what your shield would look like. If you were to protect yourself, maybe the easiest way to think of it is, imagine you're a superhero. I like to visualize things like this. Imagine you're a superhero. Someone's running at you and you put your hand out and like a shield pops up. What does that look like to protect yourself? I like to see mine about 2 feet away from me, from my body. But what does it look like? And if it's okay if it has multiple layers. The first time I did this, I had a bubble of light, just immediately a bubble of light around me. Since then, I have kind of learned and I've added layers. So just like you would filter water, I did this in school in a classroom. You have different layers of different types of, rock and then charcoal and all the different filters to filter out energy. I kind of did this with water, I kind of did this with energy in kind of my brain. So I added layers to my shield. The closest to me is that golden light. Next, outside of that is an impenetrable wall of vibranium because I am a Marvel fan and I like superheroes. And then the farthest away from me outside that wall of vibranium is a ring of fire. It may be a little over the top most days, but I do a lot of energetic work, and so I like to be overly cautious with myself. So imagine your shield, whatever that looks like for you, and that shield allows only the good to come to you. Everything else stays outside. Anything that isn't yours and isn't for your highest and best good cannot come in. So feel how safe you are in that space, in that little bubble you have created for yourself. You can do this before you go into the public. You can do this before spiritual work or anytime you feel overwhelmed. Just imagine, you're putting your protection on, you're putting your shield, nothing can hurt you. I put mine on first thing in the morning, and you might have different shields for different things. Most of the time, when I'm just at home, I only have one, maybe two of my shields up. But if I go out in public, I toss them babies on all at the same time and make sure I am fully covered because I am not a people person. Protection is not only about blocking energy, though. And sometimes we forget our shields, or life gets busy and we forget to ground when we need to. And it just kind of builds up and builds up. So it's best to set aside a time regularly to clear your energy of anything you've already accidentally picked up. Like our clothes, or our physical bodies, we want to clean them regularly. And so we want to do that with our energy as well. One of the best ways I've found to clear energy is with water. Water is a great way to kind of help reset the energetic fields. Same with smoke. Notice a pattern with the elements here. They all have their places in our lives and spiritual work. So showers, baths, standing in a running water or creek, or laying down if you can, smudging with incense or herbs, or even sound like bells or singing bowls. They can help clear the energy of a space. So they can help clear the energy of your physical, your energetic field in your physical body. Whatever element you choose to help you, I want you to imagine that tool. Like the water when you shower, rinsing away anything that, actual dirt that you've picked up for the day. I want you to imagine that water picking up and taking away any of the energetic gunk you have accidentally kind of picked up. It's really similar to the grounding exercise. Imagine the water taking away what it is that you've accidentally picked up, and the water is going to go down the drain and it's going to be transformed into something new. Because remember, energy never truly dies. It is merely transmutated into something different. Another powerful protection I want you to consider isn't really metaphysical at all. It's boundaries. Personal boundaries. Not everyone deserves your time. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not every conversation needs your attention. People oftentimes like to think they have to help everyone around them, especially spiritual people. A lot of us feel like it's our calling in one way or another to kind of be of service at all times. But helping everyone and doing everything like that can be such a drain on you, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, all of it. It all kind of comes back around. So you are allowed to say no, or just not right now. I need to take a minute. Taylor Swift recently said, quote, "Think of your energy as if it's expensive, as if it's like a luxury item. Not everyone can afford it. Not everyone has invested interest in you in order to be able to have the capital for you to care about this." End quote. You are allowed to kind of take a step back. You are allowed to protect your peace and your joy and your happiness, and healthy boundaries are energetic protection in real time. So don't forget to use them. On top of all that, if you believe in guides, ancestors, angels, or higher powers, any of it, you can call on them for protection. You don't need a complicated ritual, just speak with intention. And I don't call on mine every day, but if I'm, warding my house, I call on them. If I'm going on a long trip, I call on them. If I'm going into a space where I absolutely know I'm going to be uncomfortable, but I have to go anyway, I need to do something, I call on them. If I'm not leaving my house, I'm not going to call on them. But if there's something outside of the norm and I think I need their help, I call on. Even just stating aloud your intention but not calling on a specific, energy or entity is just as fine. It's quite all right. You could say something like, "I ask protection for my energy and my space. I call in only what is for my highest good. I am safe, I am grounded, I am protected." Your energy listens to your words. Spirit listens to you. They will be there. And the more confident you are in what you are doing and what you are saying, the more faith you have in it, the more powerful it grows and becomes. So all of these things are here to help you whenever you may need them. Energetic protection is something you learn kind of over time, and sometimes you pick up little things here and there to add to it. It's not something that I really think about anymore. It's just part of my life. It's in my daily routines. It's in my habits, and I do them without thinking. I put my socks on in the morning. I put my shield on. It's become such a habit that, I've always, crawled out of bed, sat on the edge of my bed, and just kind of put my head up real fast. And I kind of put my shield on. And then I put my socks on because I take them off and set them at the bottom of the bed. Now, my daughter sleeps in a bed right beside us, and she will crawl down from the bed, grab my socks, hold them out to me while I'm doing my shielding, and say, "Here you go, socks." And so, it's like a whole routine we have together. It's the sweetest thing. If I'm taking a shower, I'm washing away the energetic gunk that isn't mine. And if I get a chance to go outside, like on my family's farm into the creek, I'm doing a bigger version of that. And anytime I'm in moving water, I'm washing away gunk. You can always pick it up anywhere you go. And, even if I've taken a shower that morning, but then my feet are in the creek later on, I'm still imagining whatever energetic gunk I've picked up is washing away. You can do it as many times as you want. I step outside my door, I step to the side in a little patch of grass to just stand there for a moment to kind of connect into the elements and the world around me and to be thankful. Thankful for this magical life I get to live. So you don't have to do everything perfectly, and whatever fits into your life and your routine is going to be perfectly fine. It's going to be what's best for you, and that is all that matters. So it all starts with awareness, and then pick up what feels best for you. Your energy will tell you what you need, and the more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble on today. If this episode resonates with you, I would love it if you leave a comment or share the podcast with someone else you think might like it. So check in back every Monday as I explore the many facets of spiritual connection and metaphysical life. I'll see you soon.